Former President Donald Trump is expected to turn himself in today at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. He has been indicted along with 18 others in alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results down in the state of Georgia. Former County Attorney Patricia LaFrance joins us here in the studio. It's always great to see you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure to be here.
Let's start with the case itself. So this is a big one, 19 defendants here. And just today we learned that the DA wants this to go to trial 2 months from now. Right. Realistically, it is the defendant's right to a speedy trial. So where do you think this will fall?
Well, 2 months is very aggressive time for a felony indictment, not to mention there's 19 defendants. So, but even for one defendant, it would be very aggressive. And there's going to be pretrial motions. So even though 2 months, they're looking for 2 months, I would suspect that it would be continued.
And you think about the massive amounts of evidence that has already been disclosed and will probably be sought. So if you look at what has already been handed down to the grand jury to come up with these indictments, talk about just simply the discovery process alone in a case like this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's 19 co-defendants, but most of the discovery would be the same. So, it's just a matter of making the copies, or in this case, it's probably all electronic discovery, so that you don't have the paper copies anymore. So you have to get them out. And like I said, if it's already, most of it has been disclosed, then there's really no surprise to any of the defendants. A lot of it has been made public already, so.
We've learned a lot how the law can vary from state to state, right? And how cases are handled differently in each state. So let's talk about this case specifically. So the defendants here, they were able to negotiate their bail before they turned themselves in. Is that something you see regularly, or is that very unique to this case in that state? Yeah,
no, it happens frequently. I mean, if there's really no argument about bail, then a lot of times, defendants will arrange, sometimes they even file a waiver with the court. That's usually for arraignments. This is just for bond. So they can arrange it ahead of time, certainly, and that way it makes the process go quicker. My understanding is sometimes it can be a long process if they don't make those prior arrangements. So.
And we know that the former president will be turning himself in tonight at 7:30. So one of the bail conditions attached to this one is the defendant in this case, and all 19 charged, but specifically former President Donald Trump. You can't talk about this case, and given his propensity to do that exact thing on his social media platform, what can the judge, or will the judge, impose something to keep the lid on this?
Yeah, I mean, the judge could impose a gag order to prohibit anybody from speaking. Now, of course, now we have the president, the election intertwined with that. So is there a free speech argument? Is there, that type of argument that could be made to allow him to speak about it in the context of the election and campaigning? That's, what he's done in prior cases, that he's arguing that he should be allowed to talk about it on the campaign trail at the very least.
Criminal cases intertwining with politics and campaigning all at the same time. Patricia LaFrance, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks as always.